And on the sidelines of the UNGA, Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar held key bilateral meetings with the leaders of various countries. First and the most crucial here, Jaishankar met with his French counterpart, refrain, where the two leaders discussed pressing regional issues. The key highlights being Taliban-controlled Afghanistan and the developments in the Indo-Pacific region. The bilateral comes at a time when France is at loggerheads with the United States, UK and Australia over their recently announced AUKUS deal, miffed with its ally Australia. France has lately reached out to India and promised its support to strengthen New Delhi's strategic autonomy. Next up, Jaishankar met with the Foreign Minister of Iran. Tweeting about the bilateral, the Indian External Affairs Minister said, and I quote here, "Good to meet FM Hossein Amir Abdullahian of Iran again. Continued our conversation on strengthening bilateral cooperation. Meeting reaffirmed our convergence on regional issues." Note that Jaishankar was the first foreign minister to visit Iran when President Ibrahim Raisi took charge and has consistently engaged with Iran on regional issues, especially with the Taliban now in power in Afghanistan. And as the day went by, he met with Egypt's foreign minister as well. After the talks, he tweeted, quoting yet again, "Agreed to take forward our bilateral cooperation, exchanged views on the issues related to Afghanistan." The External Affairs Minister of India also met Foreign Minister of Dominican Republic Roberto Alvarez. Taking to Twitter, he expressed interest to open an embassy and deepen the relations with the Caribbean nation. He also mentioned about the steady progress in trade and investment with his Hungarian counterpart in a separate tweet. The meeting of the foreign ministers of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation has been cancelled, and this was scheduled to be held on the sidelines of the UNGA. The South Foreign Ministers meeting is one of the few fronts where ministers of India and Pakistan come face to face. It's no doubt that all discussions and bilaterals taking place on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly will have Afghanistan as the common talking point. Taliban's return to power after US announces troop withdrawal is a problem that concerns the world, and now with all American and NATO troops out from the Afghan soil, the Taliban Afghanistan is feared to become a hotspot for terror planning and activities. And United States President Joe Biden made his debut at the 76th session of the UNGA, his biggest international summit since the botched Afghan pullout. Biden stressed on the fact that the United States is not seeking a new Cold War, acknowledged the increasing concerns about the rising US-China tensions as well.
We are not seeking a new Cold War or a world divided into rigid blocks. The United States is ready to work with any nation that steps up and pursues peaceful resolution to shared challenges, even if we have intense disagreements in other areas, because we'll all suffer the consequences of our failure.
Biden also said that the United States will seek a return to Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, commonly as known as the Iran nuclear deal, if Tehran does the same. Last week saw the minor breakthrough in the nuclear talks, with the UN atomic watchdog in Iran reaching an agreement to avert the nuclear deal crisis.
The United States remains committed to preventing Iran from gaining a nuclear weapon. We're working with the P5+1 to engage Iran diplomatically and to seek a return to JCPOA. We're prepared to return to full compliance if Iran does the same.
And as for South Korea, Biden called for complete denuclearization of the Korean peninsula, calling for a plan to increase stability in the peninsula.
We seek serious and sustained diplomacy to pursue the complete denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. We seek concrete progress toward an available plan with tangible commitments that would increase stability on the peninsula and in the region, as well as improve the lives of the people in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.